This is going to be a display of screen caps from Umberto Lenzi's 1962 swashbuckler film Queen of the Sea, starring Lisa Gastoni as Mary Read. This film was it's a great low budget. It was very charming and functional, kind of, progressive, sort of empowering swashbuckler picture, this great turn, role reversal, although I felt as though the ending of the film was I feel like I wish Mary Read had been more triumphant toward the end of the film over her rival, Jerome Cortland's Peter Goodwin. I feel like the film fell into damsel tropes a little too much toward the end there. Not quite, but I was a tiny bit let down. Mary Read was real, somewhat, well, very loosely based off of a real person. Mary Read, 1685 to 28th of April 1721, also known as Mark Read, was an English pirate. She and Anne Bonny were two famous female pirates from the 18th century, and among the few women known to have been convicted of piracy at the height of the golden age of piracy. Read was born in England in 1685. She began dressing as a boy at a young age, at first at her mother's urging in order to receive inheritance money, and then as a teenager in order to join the British military. She then married, and upon her husband's death moved to the West Indies around 1715. In 1720 she met Jack Rackham and joined his crew, dressing as a man alongside Anne Bonny. Her time as a pirate was successful but short-lived, as she, Bonny and Rackham were arrested in November 1720. Rackham was executed, but Read and Bonny both claimed to be pregnant and received delayed sentences. Read died of a fever in April 1721, aged 35 or 36. Early on in his career, it proves Lenzi could really direct a film, and it serves as something of foreshadowing for his great take on Catherine the Great with the Hildegard Neff picture in 1963, and then of course there was another one, 008 Operation Exterminate, another role reversal kind of female, the heroine great picture of that sort. These are brief bastions of progressivism, because otherwise Lenzi can be, I don't know how empowering his treatment of women is during the Giallo era of the 70s, the Policiatteschi and the further these haunted house films of the 80s, witches and all of that, Still, I like this film quite a lot. I feel as though for an early work of Lenzi's, it is quite impressive, and sometimes comes across as more impressive as a production than some of his later works. Perhaps this was more well funded than some of the subsequent productions. Who knows? In any case, if you're so inclined, do find a way of viewing Queen of the Seas, aka The Adventures of Mary Read. Thanks again, my friends. Do have the best possible day night you have ever imagined.